All right. I don't really know how to start this video off, but I'll edit that out maybe. So today I want to talk about linguistics. Specifically, let's talk about etymology and a bit of history that I think I found was pretty interesting. So let's get started. So, I don't know, maybe 3 days ago, I was browsing a subreddit that I'm on. The name is r/Dravidiology, which, well, I'll just read off the subreddit's little like summary. This subreddit is dedicated to scientific study of the Dravidian people, linguistics, genetics, culture, history, and kinship systems. Actually, let's do a bit of explanation on what Dravidian is. So, in India, there are basically two main language families. The north is mostly just Indo-European, mostly Indo-Aryan languages such as Hindi, Marathi, Punjabi. There's Bengali and languages that are derived from a Proto-Indo-European ancestor that probably came into India I don't know really what time, but there's like some hypothesized like migration theory patterns that there was a group of people called the Proto-Indo-Europeans that kind of started around Russian, Ukrainian area, and they kind of just migrated out. They went, I guess, west into like Europe, what is now Europe, and then they also eventually just like went kind of south into what is now India. So from there you have the Indo-European languages, and they're basically descendants in what became Indo-Iranic languages, and then what is now Indo-Aryan. Like, so imagine Indo-Europeans up there, like Proto-Indo-European, the common language that all these languages within Europe and like Persia's not, like Iran and like India, like these languages have a common ancestor. You can kind of think of it as an evolution of how languages kind of split off, and based off of the local substratum of wherever the Indo-Europeans went to, the languages kind of evolved around, or had language. As languages interacted with each other, they diverged. So you have Indo-European languages and the Indo-Aryan languages in the north of India, and then in the south of India you have Dravidian languages, which they're like a bunch of hypotheses on what exactly where did these languages come from. There's a bunch of how did Dravidian languages get to where they are, right? So there's a few like possible hypotheses off the top of my head, because this is basically going to be a rant. So if you want to be here, I guess you hear me rant about stuff I know. Hopefully you learn something. If not, I don't really care. But anyway, so Dravidian languages, right? So there's a bunch of basically one of the primary like hypotheses on why Dravidian languages are down here and like Indo-Aryan are up here is the the Indus Valley civilization. That's it. A lot of people think that Dravidian languages were used in the Indus Valley civilization, and then basically something happened and they kind of just migrated downwards, which kind of has a supporting point in a language called Brahui, Brahui, which is a Dravidian language in what is now like Pakistan. So people think that's like a remnant language that you know, if like all the Dravidian like people like moved south, they just like stayed there and, you know, kept their language. I saw like some scientific articles and people saying that right now the Berhui people are like not really related genetically to the South Indian population because they retained their language. However, people, they intermarried with the people around that area, so now they are not really like genetically related. So that's like a bit of a rundown on basically like Indian like language systems, right? But next I want to talk about a specific word that I thought was pretty interesting. So backstory or background, now my family is Telugu, so I do speak a Dravidian language. My family speaks it, and there's actually a Reddit post that I was on the Dravidiology subreddit, and there was this Reddit post that I thought was pretty interesting. It was asked by Helicopter Elegant 787, right? And they say, on the Wiktionary entry, the meaning of the word jolly in Telugu, which means pity. Well, that's what they said. And they said, what is its main meaning? Does anyone have the idea on etymology, right? And I thought that was an interesting question. Okay, so jolly, I guess in context, it would, if some people say jolly estundi, or yeah, so that means I'm feeling pity for that person. People say that like if something bad happens, obviously, like, you know, if someone's working really hard or something, people say jolly estundi batki or something like that, something around those lines. But I want to talk about some of the responses and what I think of them. So one of them, which I think is, you know, it gives us a context on where this word could have come from. It says, by Awkward Atmosphere 34 over here. It says, I believe pity was originally written as Zali, Dzali. Now, so the word right now in Telugu as we use it is jolly, but maybe it would make sense that it evolved from a word Dzali, Zali. You know, you can kind of see how those like sounds can be kind of, you know, they can evolve into one another, if that makes sense to everyone. It's like not that far off. So yeah, I mean, I think that gives us some context, but the real context, which I think is pretty interesting, is this comment by level_cup 9333, who here he or she, I don't really know. They say in Finnish there is a word called Sali, Saali, which means pity, which they say is borrowed from Russian zal, Zal, which is borrowed from Proto-Slavic, which is like the common ancestor of Russian and Finnish, I guess. And they also listed a Wiktionary kind of link here, which I've been looking at, that has like things that were derived from that original word, right? There's a Proto-Indo-European word for throw, pretty much. It's like this weird, I don't really know how to say it, to be honest, but the word is Gelh, but there's like a kind of weird like W on top of a G. If someone knows what that is, please tell me. I would love to know what that is. But there's like a bunch of words here that are kind of derived from that word, and they all have a similar meaning to hit and throw. So what I'm trying to say here is there's a relationship between this word in Telugu, jolly, and there's a relationship to a Proto-Indo-European ancestor. Which isn't really a surprise, is it now? Because, you know, Telugu is, you know, the language itself is in a region where there's contact between Indo-Aryan languages and Dravidian languages. But what's interesting is the word isn't really used in Indo-Aryan languages now. Like if I search up like the word for pity in Hindi, it's definitely not jolly. It's something else. It's not even close to jolly. It's, give me a sec. I think it's daya, but give me a sec. Let's hear this. I'm not a native Hindi speaker.
Daya.
Okay, it is daya. Okay, so yeah, so like look, you have daya over here, but it's not really similar, right? So how did that word actually enter Telugu? That's the question, right? Where did that word come from? So you know, it's an interesting question. Personally, I think that this person that we were originally talking about, Level Cup 9333, he said that old Sanskrit probably had a word that was similar to pity in the form of zali, and it was not preserved in Indo-Aryan languages that are now spoken in India, but Telugu preserved it. I could see some validity in that. I wouldn't really know where else that word would come from other than Sanskrit, or maybe some type of Indo-Iranic influence from the history of the Nizam, maybe. But that's not really. That would just be more like Persian loan words rather than actual. This is like a word that's evolved, so I don't think that's probably not true. Yeah, I mean, honestly, at this point, that was the point of this video, but I feel like talking about other words that are maybe like, you know, not native to Telugu, but were kind of borrowed from other languages. So let me list off of some that I know or that I think that are definitely from other languages. So let's just look for words of feeling in Telugu. Happiness is, the word is santosham, which is definitely is from Sanskrit. So I'm pretty sure santosh in Sanskrit, the word means confident or leader, but it means, I'm pretty sure it means happiness. Give it a sec. Give me a sec. I'll edit this out maybe, so y'all aren't like, you know, waiting on me trying to find. Well, santosham is definitely like from Sanskrit, so yeah. What's another one? Anger is kopam, but I don't know if that's actually from Sanskrit. Oh, yeah, it is from Sanskrit. Look at that, kopa. Sanskrit, wrath, passion, wrath, anger. Yeah. Let's see, what's another one? Sadness would be, actually I have no idea. I never said I was sad in Telugu, but let's see. Let me go to Google, you know, let's go to Google Translate and see what this word is. I probably know what it is, I just can't think of it off the top of my head. Let's see. Vikaram. Okay, I ain't never heard of that word. Badam Mario Bakam, bro. Okay. Nah. I don't know. Okay, let's do a different word. What's another one? Envy? Ashuya? Okay, I never heard of that word either. Let's do another one. Mad. Well, mad is pitchy, but crazy is also pitchy. That's definitely not from Sanskrit, by the way. You can kind of tell by how words are, if they're borrowed or not. What the fuck? Let's see. I just want to get one more word in and see what it's about. I'm gonna search up a list of feelings because I think that would help me in understanding what I want to know. Well, this is kind of embarrassing. I honestly didn't come into this video with a specific purpose. I ain't gonna cap with you. Also, yeah, I don't think I'm even gonna edit this, to be honest. I'm just gonna fucking post it. I don't give a fuck. But let's see. Happiness, sadness, envy. Mournful, weepy, desperate, frustrated. Bro. There's no way. None of these words I use on a daily basis in Telugu. I have no idea what these words are. This is bad. Annoyed, ashamed, bored, calm, cheerful, loving. Well, love in Telugu is prema, which comes from prem, which is definitely a Sanskrit like derivative. But I don't think that would count. I don't want to count that. Like, I don't like this. There's gotta be something else. Whatever. We'll do that at a later time, but as for this video, hopefully y'all enjoyed it, I guess, but at the end I was kind of struggling for words. Yeah, I don't know what I'll do. Like, maybe I should do an intro next time, being like, Mr. Aggregates Linguistics #1 or some shit, but like, I couldn't think of it. It's like 11:40 p.m. right now. It is what it is. But with that being said, what can I do? Oh yeah, let's do this. I have something interesting. I've been growing strawberries, so this is kind of off topic, but we got strawberries over here. It's pretty nice. Yeah, maybe I'll make another video tomorrow talking about something else, but yeah, I don't really know how to end this video, so I might just like do a little clap and then be like the end or some shit, or I'll just post this shit. So yeah, that's it.